that another 10-year-old would be the youngest kid in English clinic.
Oh, but I meant for teachers.
Ah, what, younger teachers?
Yeah, because yeah, older. Because you were saying like, oh, I could go and try to find these 20-year-olds with good English, and trainable, blah blah blah. But the thing is
Yeah,
that like what happened with the what's this girl's name? Dana?
teacher Dana. Yes,
Danae? Right.
yes.
Yeah, she doesn't need the job, so she can say, you know what? I'm gonna be doing mornings right now, but maybe next week maybe I want afternoons. And you know what? You know what I mean?
Okay. Yes.
So, I and older people are more serious about jobs, except if your name is Saul, but generally, older people
How old
are
do
more
you
serious about jobs,
think is that old?
and you might need some serious
But listen to my question.
people.
How
What?
old do you think is that old?
Um, late 20s.
Okay. Yes,
You
exactly.
know,
Yeah. That's what
people
I
start
think.
people start people start reproducing at 26, 28.
Yeah. Exactly.
They
That's the
already need
perfect
to
profile.
pay rent and shit, right?
Yes, and that's when you
Um,
need to and
yeah.
that's when you
I'm a I'm gonna set
I'm
up
a,
the computer. All right,
all right.
we live.
We already like, yeah, we live already.
Man, I was even swearing. I know.
You
All
know
right.
you weren't.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna take a leak.
Uh, I could have.
I thought you would
and you would have had to tell me,
deal with it.
hey, what are
I
you
would have. I've been
doing?
laughing. I've been laughing. Hmm.
I know you
While
would.
making
I
history.
think I think supposedly we're gonna have two guests we've had before, Griselda and
Great.
her husband.
Nice.
You remember Griselda from Freeway English?
Not at all. Maybe I do.
Yeah, she was this. Maybe you do.
Little
Yeah,
girl.
I think once you see her, yeah, I think once you see her, you'll remember her. She used to. I think
I
she used to hang out
think
with
I do now.
Roro.
I think
Yeah,
I
you
do
probably do.
now. Yeah, this little girl. Yes, a curly hair.
Yeah.
I, yeah,
Um.
yeah, yeah. Of course, man. I got good memory, man. I'm not that old.
Nice.
I'm not that senile. I'm just
Yeah.
um aging properly. Ooh.
And gracefully. All right, man. So I'll be right back. Let me just set up the computer and I'll join
It's
you
all
in
good. It's all
30
good. Then I'll
35
welcome
seconds.
everybody.
All
All
right.
right, guys. Yes, Richard's here. Yes, of course. How you doing, Richard?
Hey Cam, I'm fine.
How do you
What
feel
about you?
tonight?
Uh, Fine. Relax. I think. Yeah,
Yes.
it's finally Friday. You
Very
know,
good, man. How was the week?
and pretty tough. It was a really hard week. A lot of work,
Yes.
but
Regarding what?
uh, regarding well, we had a lot of closings. That's today we had two closings, so it's to have everything ready and in place to the closing. So
Okay.
it's sometimes it's not difficult. It's a lot of work. Just it's a following up uh, process. That they start
Right.
to I
Follow
don't know,
up.
like write and say like, yeah, it's all following. write a lot of emails and hey, we need this to go ready. We need
Okay.
and just send reminders and everything. So that's something. It's not really difficult in that time. It's not a lot of I don't know. It's not rocket science, but
Okay.
it's a lot of work. Yes, and
I
it's
know. I
really
know.
stressful. Sometimes it's really stressful. Yes, it's
Okay.
you know
Hey,
yeah.
but at the end of the day, well, it's I wanted to comment
I wanted to comment
that last week,
the week.
few days ago, there was a post on the teachers group looking for a teacher or a translator here in San Jose, I
Mm.
think, or San Lucas, I don't know, in Los Cabos.
Let's
And
go.
they said that they needed for a real estate agency or
Real
something,
estate agents.
to close a deal, for a closing deal,
No, okay.
and then I said, oh, it's a good job. I would like to do that job, to be an interpreter
It's it's
like that.
it's 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 a very yes, it's a good job, and they can pay you. I think I already mentioned to you once that you can do that. It's a good
I
money.
But I thought you
It's
said the I mean, a translator. I mean, I thought it was written. Like you need to be certified.
oh yes. Well, yeah, you're right. Yes, there is something that you
Oh,
have to be certified by the Supreme Court of Baja California Sur.
right. I
That
think
that's
that's a
that's
good one.
right. Yes, that's a really good one. But however, for example, I think some of the notaries they don't ask that you are a certified notary. They just have to because when there is a foreign person,
It's
and it's
verbal,
supposed that he or she yeah, but she or he doesn't speak Spanish.
right?
So according to the Mexican law, they need to have a translator, and
An
this is
interpreter, right?
an interpreter. Yeah, and I think one of them they accept it even if you are not an official or certified interpreter. So
And how can I
even
enter this
I
world?
can even I can I already signed these documents
Ah, okay.
and as interpreter of this thing because if you are for example if you are going to produce a document and that it's a translation or it's a translation document this one in English that you need to certify and they had to you had a seal and you had to sign it
Ah,
and that's it
okay.
and you had a
Wow.
number that
All
that's
right.
and
Yeah, because it's
that's a
something
good money.
legal. I understand.
Yes, it's very important. And even if you are, I don't know, maybe a special procedure in a trial or something like that, for example, if you are attending a hearing with someone, you need to be certified as well. Uh,
Mm.
but yes, this is
But how can I enter this world? How can I make myself visible and tell him, hey, I can do that job?
yes. Well, I don't know. Maybe you can. I don't know, maybe advertise the work. I don't know, maybe you can approach with some
Advertisement.
brokers,
Okay.
the brokers that they handle a lot of real estate and transactions. They can help you.
Mm.
And even if you want it, I think it's I don't know if you are interested that you can certify. I think they had a really hard test that
Uh-huh.
had to
So
make.
the
I think it's
certification is a
in
test.
yeah, it's a test. It's a test. I think that you had to go to La Paz, and they had specific dates that you attend to be an official trans interpreter. Or
I will
and
look for it,
yeah,
man. I'm thinking about it, Richard. Yeah, it sounds
no,
good. No.
it sounds good. I think that you are an expert here in the language, so I think you had a lot of
Thank you.
how do you
No,
say
yes.
advantage to do
Advantage.
that. You had a lot of
And you know what
yes,
we're
and
talking
you
about,
had
Nathan? Nathan, do you know what we're talking about? Can you give an introduction, Richard, to Nissan? What we're
No
talking about?
idea.
Yes, we're talking about the well, here in Cabo, well, I think in all the country, and in Mexico, there need to be for some specific cases, people that don't speak Spanish, they need to have an official interpreter.
Right.
So they need to be certified. It depends of the local laws of every state. However, I think it's they need to be approved by the Supreme Court of each state. For example, here in Baja California Sur, they need to be approved by the Supreme Court of Baja California Sur, and they need to pass a test in order to have that certification. And you can try. I think I was telling Cam that it's a really good money that you can make really good money about it. It's just it's
Sometimes it's
I don't know
just
if
signing, no?
yeah, it's exactly that you have to, for example, if you are going we had a closing, they send a notary, you have to I don't know, maybe this one person is explaining all the documents that this person is going to sign up. So you have to explain it. What is this? It's a title deed. Oh, this is it. So maybe you don't know really know the legal terms. However, I don't think it's really complicated that you will follow up this all
Right.
this. So I think it's really good and
Mm.
and as I mentioned that you are experts in the language, so I think it will
I just
be
have to
very
learn
hard.
the terms.
Yeah, I think you have to learn the term. Maybe you can have I don't know, a special I don't know, some kind of course of legal English, and I think or even buy a book or something like that. I don't know. Maybe that you're
Mhm.
familiar with those terms because there are so many uh, legal works and legal terms that are some difficult even for even because they are from the state, that's really the United States legal terms,
Some
and then
terms.
yes,
But it's good money, no, for one, for
I
the
I
same translation,
I
if
don't
you
know
didn't.
how. Yes, because you can charge for hour. I don't know, maybe $100 for hour or something like that. It's like really uh,
It'll be okay.
maybe something like that. It'd be
It'll be
okay,
okay.
very even. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe more, maybe less. I don't know exactly. However,
Oh yeah.
yes, it's
So it sounds
it's good
good.
money.
It sounds good. I'm considering now. What do you think about that, Nissan? Have you ever thought
But
about becoming a translator?
I've thought about it, but like in this case in particular, I was gonna ask like who are these people that need a translator? But I understand that people undergoing a legal process or people in business deals, like business deals in front of a notary, stuff like you'd be
Yes.
working, like you would be a private translator, or you'd be working for both the government and the
I think both. You have the possibility, no, to
right.
work for both
Yeah, you can be both. Well, mostly it's for a private interpreter. It's
sector. Right.
just it's for providing these services, and you can just to translate some documents. I don't know, maybe documents for I don't know, maybe for a lot of documents. No, then you need to, especially when you are in trial, that they need to be present. They need to be filed as evidence it's in
Right.
English, you need to translate it because the Mexican law states that all the documents need to be in Spanish. So that's something that it's
So
and even
I need to tell him what
yeah,
the documents say. I need to translate this
yes,
document for him.
exactly.
Right.
It's a raw translation because well it's not always the same.
Okay, right, right,
However,
right,
it's
right, right.
it's yes. However, you are certifying
Ah,
that this is a really I think I don't know how to say the more certain it's the more
the
well the
closest.
more similar. Yes, the closest meaning I don't know in English there has to be
Is
in
the closest
Spanish
meaning.
because it's
Mm,
it's very sure that
it's a lot of responsibility
this
too.
document will be. Yes, because this is very sure that this document will be challenged by the other party. That's
Right.
okay. Maybe it's so
Yeah,
that's
you
something
need a,
that
you need to have some background in law and right.
yeah.
Well,
But
no,
I think
Preferably,
in English. I mean, in Spanish. Oh, I mean, the law, but in Spanish.
right.
You
yes,
don't
I
need
think
to
both. Yeah, I need
law.
both.
Yeah.
However, I think when if I have learned these terms, I know I'm used to these terms. However, I think that you are I don't know. I think that you it will be not really hard for you.
Right, because I need to
My
look
opinion.
and some of them interpret the terms,
Yes,
you know,
yes, yes.
and
Right.
but it would be easier. That would be easier. Not difficult, but I mean not super easy. But it would take me some time. Like this is the situation. I understand it. It's in Spanish. I read the situation. I understand the situation. Boom, and then I explain it the way he know he is gonna understand, which is the point
Yes, exactly. Yes.
that he understands.
I mean,
It's not about the English or the Spanish. It's about that he understands the
yes.
the
And
elements.
you have the accent, you have the idioms. I don't know. They have you always these factors that the native than a native person
That
can understand. So
he will feel more comfortable.
and
No,
native,
saying like,
yeah,
okay,
I
I
think
understand you.
You
Right,
need to
because
get
yeah.
he's
you need to get certified though,
right.
Yes,
right?
and when you
Once you're
are
set it to the exam,
certified, you are going to put in a list that it's published by the Supreme Court of Baja California Sur. So even when you don't, I know no interpreter, so I will find to these names a lot of names this list is published in the website of the Supreme Court of Baja California Sur. So that will be okay.
that's what it is.
And I say, and all these purpose is because I believe it's a good money, and you can make good money, and well,
And it's
I
quick.
think
No, it's a
everybody.
little quick money. It could be
Well, yeah, yeah, it could be a good money, and even because some of they are foreign, even it will be easier because they give you cash or something like that. Yeah. I
right.
don't know.
Tax
I think
free.
Woo.
yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yes,
Well,
that's really I don't know. That's
that's a real plus nowadays.
yeah, yeah. I
Like
know.
if it's tax free or it's a yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, cause I don't know. Oh God, who's that?
I just
You know,
found this section on the platform
oh
I've
you
never used before.
you
Look at this.
playing around.
Uh,
Whoopsie!
with this, I know.
Did you
I
ever
see the
play?
little case.
Did you ever
They're
play
just
Mortal Kombat, like the first Mortal Kombat game?
right, right,
That you,
right,
you,
right.
that, not that you,
The Sub Zero, you had him in a
you were in the middle of a fight, and then the developer's face would just pop up like, "Whoopsie!" I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I don't.
okay, good. Yeah, but we're talking about that, man, because
All right.
like I never considered working for the government. Really, have you ever?
I did at some point because more than I was told more than once that there was a lot of money in it, and and that
Was it?
I'd probably be good at it. Yeah, I mean, I was told by students, like in my friends. But then these same people asked me to translate some legal documents for them, and I started doing that for a little while, and it was like really boring, rather difficult. Like I would spend a lot of time doing
Yeah.
research about these terms because I knew how to translate some terms, but I didn't know if these were the same terms this country used. You know,
Yes.
Ah,
because for example, it's just like GDP. You know, like you can translate gross domestic product, but in Spanish we don't call it
no,
gross
no,
domestic
you need
product.
another term.
Exactly, and
You need a local term.
exactly that was
Because even if you translated for somebody in Panama, that you
Right.
might have to look for that agency there.
Because they might not use PEEP exactly, and so
Right.
that was the most challenging part. Like I was like, man, I might as well just study law. Like with all the time I'm investing here, so no, that was not motivating. So at some point
Okay.
I was just like, nah, I'm not gonna do this. And then I was told, oh, and you also have to get certified, and that's also gonna cost you some, training hours of studying and blah blah blah. And I was like, nah, I'm not doing it. Who am I?
Oh man,
Who am I
you're
kidding?
you're such an outcast.
I'm such a lazy person.
That's true too. Have you ever thought about working for the government, Richard?
Yes, but at the beginning of my career, I wanna be part of this the core system to be an officer here in the core. However, when I was when I was entering the law firm, I just forgot this goal. So
Ah, okay.
yeah, I think
You
it's
forgot the goal. Hmm.
yeah, just it's not
Okay.
it wasn't my thing. I don't know. I
No, you
used
were.
to like
Yeah.
it, and I like it. However, it's all this thing and the travel. I used to like that. Not anymore. I think it's really I don't know.
I
It's
never
hard,
considered.
the authority. Deal with the authority. It's sometimes it's complicated with because I'm telling you in this side of the game, of the
Right.
I don't know, man, this is because I'm the private litigator or something like that. It's really complicated, and not even for me, for everybody. For if you want to go to the court, it's really complicated that you get something done. It's for every citizen in all the country.
Okay.
But yeah, I think
Yes, it's hard. No. And
yeah,
however, I think they are limited. No lawyers that work for the government or any other worker that work for the government. I think they have some certain um safe ground that they can work on, so they can feel that they got their back. I think people that work for syndicates are very privileged. People that work for the government, ah, I don't know, I think it's a limiting employee. I mean, I'm actually a limited employer, the government,
yeah,
and in the private sector, I think it's for the beginning is the best thing, but I think it's always becoming independent. I think that's the way. I don't know, or maybe not really, because it's better to be working for a company for 30 years I'm debating on this, like what's the best advice, to what
yeah.
would you tell yourself like 15 years ago, like, all right, work for the government, a company, or yourself. Would you give yourself the same advice as you did 5, 10 years ago? And like, it's both of you.
I don't know, but it's because I think it depends a lot of your personality and ambitions. Because yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, if you want to work for the government, like if you want to be a bureaucrat, you have to be someone who likes routines
Mhm.
and don't expect much from life. Like you probably don't like adventure that much. You're a simple person. You like things. You like to keep things simple, and you have no problem, working at the same place for 30 years and then get your paycheck.
But after those 30 years, you're going to be fine, huh?
Yeah, I mean, some people might really like that idea, and some other people might be like, "No, I'm not gonna be working
But when you're
for."
that age, you thank God you were Well, that's what I've seen.
Yeah, but it's not.
Oof.
But yeah, but you got just like 10, 15 years to live. Like, was it worth it? like,
To
like you're on
finish
your,
up good,
you're
I don't
already on
know.
your way
Sometimes
out.
it does.
So you were like, 30 years of my life being miserable. I mean, because
That's too extremist.
I froze, right? I'm not
Yeah.
saying everybody would be miserable,
Right.
in this type of job, but I think many people would. And the idea of just saying, okay, sacrificing 30 years of my life to be comfortable
At the
for the
end.
last 10, 15, mm, it's a tough decision.
Right. What do you think, Richard? Give us a thought.
Uh, to be in the public sector or the private.
Right.
I think it's I think the public sector it's really good. They have their advantages. I don't know. They have very good how to say that very good. I don't know. They have vacation. Good big
Benefits.
benefits. Yes, the labor or employee benefits. However, I think most of them are temporary because
Mm.
they are contingent to the change of the government, because when if the same the government doesn't change, the of colors, I don't know how to say it, it will be fine. However, it's if you are not in the good side, so they will be fire you, and you
That's
will be,
crazy.
and it happened a lot of, yes, in the government happens a lot.
Mm.
It's
Yeah,
when
but
they
even if
change of
you
government.
in the private
And
sector, like even if you manage to work for the same company for 20 years, they might still just tell you, hey, guess what, today's your last day, here's a bag of candy, and tell your family we said hi, and you still
I
get
know.
no decent
That's why
uh,
I'm saying people that work for the syndicate are good.
yeah.
They can never be fired or anything.
Oh no, yeah, a lot
Yeah,
of people talk a lot of stuff about syndicates, but syndicates are there for a reason.
Right. No, but they're hooked up. People that work for that,
Yeah.
they're hooked up. Or people that have their in Mexico, they call them the base. No?
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're privileged at
Yeah,
a
they're
concept. You know, in a concept actually, like how you can imagine uh yourself doing the same job for 30 years and in the same world, probably in the
Right.
same office, probably, but people do, and they have good ends with from what I've seen, you know and like entrepreneurs or people that businessmen at the end. Let me see. Tell me, share your experience, Nathan and Richard, because to me, businessmen at the end of the day, they end up good. From my experience, they end up making good, ups and downs, probably.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean,
Or you are working for a company
it's
at
just
the
that
end.
you can't trust companies. I mean, they will get rid of you they can get rid of you at any moment of the day. Uh,
But as
no,
an independent one, you
as an
things can
independent
go
one,
wrong
things can go. Yeah, yeah, it's a
any
risky.
day.
It's yeah, it's a scary world out. Everything, everything. Your investment, decades of your time. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like being
Yeah,
an entrepreneur, it's also a big.
perks are a little different than benefits. Yes, you're right. Perks are the benefits you get from working in a company. Okay. Yes,
perks.
definitely. Facebook user. Who's this? Oscar? Any Oscar? Okay.
That's a good question.
Okay. Good, Richard. You had a comment on that?
Perks and
Uh,
benefits.
I think this, as you said, I think the safest way is to be syndicalized, so to be in a work, a base work. I don't know how to core work. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
In the government, because if everything else, it's not safe. It's you. Like Vincent said, you can spend 30, 20 years of your life, and they give you I don't know, kick in the asses, then they fire
Right.
you. Yeah, I think,
Yes.
and there are very hostile companies that make I don't very bad movements, very bad. They're very violent. This kind of I don't know, the people that they treat, sorry, the way that they treat people to fire them, it's something that's very subtle,
Too
and it's something
rude.
that's illegal. It's
Sometimes it's
something even
legal.
it's illegal.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh
it's
no. No,
complicated.
lawyers know how
Actually,
to do it.
I don't know if you have heard there is an amendment. There is a potential amendment that is in the Congress right now, that it's that they're going to increase the amount of days of vacations. I think that
Oh,
right now the legal or the minimum days that we have as an employee, it's 6 days.
yes.
They want to increase they want to double it. They want to 12 for the first year. If you spend
Oh,
you stay in a job for a whole year, after this year
you have
you
15 days?
are yes, no, you are entitled to have 6 days. And nowadays, currently
Yes.
you are entitled to have 6 days. However, this new amendment of this will
It's a bill.
be this yes, this new bill that it's not
A bill
already
yet.
a bill yet. Yes,
It's a
they
bill
discussing
proposal.
it. It's a proposal. Yes, it's a project in the Congress. So
All right.
Okay.
Well, a bill is a
it
proposal.
passed. It passed the first.
It's not a
It
law
passed
yet.
the first step. The first stage. It passed. So they will
All right.
discuss it. I think in the second Congress, and maybe it's a good sign that we will have more more days as employee.
Is that for
Uh,
everybody or just for lawyers?
no, it's for
No, as
everybody. For everybody that is an
employees.
employee, according to the
Sounds
labor
great.
law here in Mexico.
All right. I like
Yes,
that.
Yes,
yeah.
of course. However,
Sounds good.
yeah, I
Well, for
think
employees, it's convenient. For employers, I don't know. It's not so convenient.
Yeah.
uh, but for
Yeah.
economy is good.
And if you're gonna have, and if you have to take a side, always take the side of the workers, man. Don't never side with the employers.
No, and for
Yeah.
merchants, for the industry is good. For the market is good because people go on vacation and they
For
spend money and
tourism, yeah,
or not. But when you are on vacation, what do? You spend money. If you don't make money, what do? You spend it, and that's probably what the I
Yeah.
mean the revenue wants.
right,
More money around. I don't want you working. I want you spending your money. Go
right,
out. Go out and spend it. Go, 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 go. I need it. Give it to me.
right.
Don't stay
Okay.
working and your routine. No, of course not. You know, it's not. I think I'm always a what is it? Conspiracy theorist, I
Yeah,
guess.
you are you?
No, I'm not though. I'm
Oopsie.
just or maybe I or maybe I am, but I always probably think about the whole type of thing.
Right. How
You know,
how things connect.
exactly. It's
Yo,
fun.
by the way, like I don't want to get off topic too much, but
Yes, do so.
yeah, how about the earthquakes, man? Like September again, and there's a lot of people out there saying that we're doing this to ourselves with our vibrations and all. What you guys think? I wanted to ask you all about
You have an opinion, Richard? Let
that.
me let me digest it.
Right.
I about what
Well,
the opinion? Sorry.
first, I want to ask you
You gotta
about
explain
your.
what it is because Richard doesn't live in Mexico City.
But
Yeah.
you guys didn't
I
like
do. I did.
the earthquake wasn't felt in over there.
No, no, this is another country.
Oh right. Oh right. Yeah, because we had
Oh, the earthquake. Yeah, I know.
two earthquakes
Yeah,
down here,
two earthquakes.
and
No, in
one of
September
them.
19. 19.
Yes, exactly the same day.
The same day. Let's
And on social media, some people have been saying that it's pretty obvious that we're doing that to ourselves with our minds, that we are making it
with our
happen.
energy.
Exactly.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I saw.
And what do you
I
think,
saw
Richard?
that.
What's your take on that?
I don't know. It's definitely. I think it's. I think it's a coincidence. It's. I think that's all. I don't know.
It's a coincidence.
If
Okay.
yes, because it's really it's weird. It's a really weird situation that this happens. I think there was a tweet and someone make this all these calculations about what
Yeah.
is the probability to this to happen, and it was really really I don't know, really well, few of it's not really probable too probably that this happens. So
But it did.
but I don't know.
It
I
did.
don't know. It was really
It-
something really
I
crazy that
think
it
I don't know,
happened.
man. But
Yeah.
I mean, to me, but I always go in probably in the irresponsible side of things, and I go to I like, isn't it a game anyway? Isn't it a joke anyway?
You talk about the simulation theory,
Or
like
whatever you want to call it,
we're in some sort of computer
or
simulation,
or whatever you want to call it. Now, I don't know if that computer
like
simulate,
the
but
Matrix. Like that's what you're
this
saying.
type of, don't, I wouldn't really compare it to something else. I would just go on and live it and describe it as it is, because some crazy stuff do happen. Does
Right.
happen. So I'm saying, like, nah, okay, but it was like that. It has always been like that. Like crazy things happen, and now it's so evident. At in our, right before our eyes. But it's been happening over and over. Crazy stuff. Coincidences, like ourselves. Aren't we just like, okay? Say that again. Imagine you explain how a human being, a person was, how we evolved from a mushroom into Nisa and Richard and Cam, right? Now, there's a guy that knows how that happened, right?
Right.
And then he'll tell you, no, this is how it happened. And then, what are you gonna No, 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 no. That's too crazy. Or, well, actually, it makes sense, and, well, yes, just the way you said it. And if you think about it, earthquakes and things like that, are the same. Just what are the coincidences? Like, we are mathematically analyzing this with our numbers down here on Earth, but we're just a you know we're just a little thing like this. So the universe mathematics, I don't think work the same way. Like, the probabilities don't work the same way. How come in all these million years only one a big asteroid has hit us? Well, for us it's a short time, but probably for a universe is, you know
Yeah, like
so
there's probably like 1,600 asteroids out there just waiting for their turn
you
to come
know
to come hit us and perhaps also eradicate
and
civilization
one of them is coming, right? It's like straight up
uh,
to us.
500,000 years from now. Yeah, I
But the
thought
other
about it.
options,
Yeah,
are happening at all time, So
Right, like
to
the
me,
scale of time. Yeah, I get it.
so a 17th of September to us means a lot,
Right,
a
I feel you.
second maybe,
Yeah,
but in a an universal
the great
dimension,
scale of things. Yeah,
right? That's just all right. So he like whatever will tell you, yeah, it was a
right.
coincidence. Yes,
Yeah,
all
I'm
right,
right there with you. Yeah,
it was
yeah,
a coincidence, or yes, it was written, or yeah, it had a purpose, or yes, you are provoking it. Yes, because why
right,
not? You are part of it. Yeah, so you live
right.
down there. So yes, that too. You know,
You are
I don't
made of
know
stardust, so you are wondering. Man, that was the
because
hippiest.
everything.
That was the hippiest you've gotten in a long time. But
I
it
don't know
was
if you
good.
agree with
I liked
me,
it.
but everything has its real and unreal side.
Right,
It's physical and unphysical. Everything is two sided, even like 360 sided. I don't even know, but
right.
nothing is just like oink, 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 oh, you know. So I don't know. It's funny, no, like how this works. Like hurricanes here in Cabo, what are the probabilities? Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. No, it's not coming. And then every now and then we get a hurricane. And if you see, it's exposed at least half of the year. It's always exposed to hurricanes all the time, creating hurricanes, monsters of hurricanes, and most monsters don't hit us or don't cut. Most of the time. But
True.
this becomes my theory that most of the time, 98% of the time, things are all right in your life. We do worry 60% of the time, and luckily enjoy 40% or whatever, 30 whatever percent. But really most of it is just fine. you know I mean, when it comes to that 2%, it will happen too. So what you can play it, and maybe you can make it, push it to be more 60% negative. And yeah, that's why some people tell you, oh, most of the time, because yeah, they are on the dark side. But usually, I mean, most of everything, most of the time is good. Maybe I'm getting too crazy or too high.
Positivist. Like,
Too, it is, man. I don't know. Give me a thought.
Richard,
I'm the, Come,
what do
go,
you think?
Richard.
98% of the time, everything is just fine. But we,
94.
but we worry 60% of the time. So
Yes.
that's why we can't really. That, I mean, that's what he. That's what Cam is saying. What do you think?
Well, I know for sure that there's this thing that they call the law of attraction. That is something that you constantly desire. They will happen. Um, Maybe it's something like, I think I believe this is not something that is not proven or scientists proven. However, I think it's something that I don't know, many of, especially me, it's many of the time it happens, when something it's that you desire, and I think it happened even when you desire the bad thing, they happen. And but
Mhm.
again, regard with the earthquake situation, I think that it was just a coincidence. It was not something that, because everybody thought about it, it happened because of that. I don't think though. It was a coincidence, and I think it's something that uh, I don't know. It will be weird if happen again. If this happen again, however, it will be
But think
my
about it.
my yeah.
The land. The land is something physical, and the sound and the vibrations become physical at a certain exposition, right? So the earth shakes because it moves, because it crashes with another tectonic platform, and boom, it moves a little, boom, boom, boom. And why does it move? Because it naturally moves all the time from inside, you know. But think about it. This section of the planet might be energetically susceptible to 20 million people on it, which are energy too, you know? So I wouldn't totally say that's too crazy, you know? I think it's just a combination of elements, like everything in life. You know, I would say maybe that
Yeah.
too a little bit. That's a little ingredient to me.
But how do you create this energy with your mind only? I don't know.
I'm gonna
It's
tell you, like I said, I'm always looking for money. I'm always looking for all this type of physical money and all virtual. What I'm always like, and this year I found money twice. Every year except the pandemic years. Yeah, probably in the pandemic years. No, I didn't find any money. But before and after, all the time, I'm constantly finding money. Why? Because I don't know. I put where the asteroids come, you know, because I think that's what it is. Asteroids are coming, things are coming, events are happening, are coming, all the time, and then you decide if you go with the flow of the asteroids, and you know one of them one day is gonna hit you, but most of them are gonna be away, and one of them is gonna be right next to you, making your trip even faster. So you grab the asteroid and then one day probably it will just disappear because it's an asteroid, and then you'll be alone again. So you will decide, should I keep going on with in that direction with the flow of the asteroids, or maybe I would just try to catch one and stop them, or I'll probably ignore, and I'm lucky enough that I never get hit, or I'm nervous enough that I think I don't care, but I do care, and I'm just hesitating. An asteroid, another asteroid, So, but I do think there is a combination of factors. Asteroids are and events and things are just happening all the time, and you do have the freedom to move, between them, or throughout them, you know. And if you do detect that, if you look for asteroids in my mind, then when one comes, you're gonna get hit by it, you know. If you say money, you start thinking about it, and there's money all around, so you just got to think about it, and boom, it'll hit you, or if you think about, I don't know, tragedies are there all around, but like if you start thinking about it, I don't know, I don't even want to say it, but the other way around, if you think of flowers, boom, you start seeing flowers everywhere. Birds, you start seeing birds. I like birds. I don't. Or the opposite, I don't like cats, and there's cats everywhere. When I didn't know I didn't like cats, I didn't even see the cats, for example, and then, so I don't know, maybe I'm over talking, but yeah, that would be my explanation.
I'm gonna
Give
say,
me.
let me say something. Like, if you had added the word brothers, like at the end of every sentence, you'd be receiving some crazy tags like, "Yo, Cam, let's do this. Let's just join your church. We want to join your church."
It's that church, man. It's
You
it's
could.
just, how I've been feeling since the 80s. I'm
Since
a
the 80s.
I don't know if I'm a millennial or I'm a next Gen X. What are you guys?
That's a good question.
Richard is a millennial, no? You are a millennial?
Yeah.
uh yes, I think we found out, we searched something. I don't know. I remember that
Okay.
I don't know, remember Unison,
And do
but
you feel
we will.
Do
We
you
will
feel?
Google it.
I feel a millennial,
We
but
did
I
talk
think I
about it once with
yeah.
Oscar. We did talk about it once.
Sorry, sorry.
Let me
Sometimes I
get
feel old. I don't know if that's millennial, but sometimes I feel old. Sometimes I
generation.
feel really young. I don't
And
know.
sometimes you feel really young. Okay, in my
Yeah.
and because I think I'm a X,
I'm gonna
and we
tell you.
didn't think about this much. That's why I'm linking it to the topic.
I got it right here. Check this out.
You
Like,
know when? When I started to get asleep in the movies, when it was a really late movie, and then I saw and I was getting asleep in the movie. I just found out that I was getting old in that moment. It was
That's
really
crazy. No, but because
for me.
I think in the future generations they're gonna connect more spiritually. What do you guys think? And that's why I was saying this, that probably before some people connected spiritually in the generation, what, the baby boomers, a little bit, but they were between a lot of wars. Then the Gen X, I think the Generation X, I think we are in the middle, like right there, but we're not totally spiritual. I think millennials are a little bit more conscious and spiritual, but I think that the Gen Z and the rest of the generations are gonna be more spiritual throughout the years. What do you guys think? Our children
I
and
do
their
wanna
children.
talk about what you guys think of the word spiritual, what it means, because I think I've always thought that's a very interesting question. But I just wanted you guys, I just wanted you guys to see this chart.
Okay, the silent generation up to
Uh,
1945. The baby
right.
boomers up to 1964. So people that now are between 57 and up. Yeah, okay, most baby boomers. Okay, now Gen
Gen X.
X, which is from 1965 to 1980. Okay, I was born in 1980, so I'm a
So you're
Gen
almost
X.
a millennial.
Yes, but sometimes I do.
Almost.
You know what happened to me? I didn't do first grade in school, so I was always with older people, with people that were born in 1979.
All right.
But really later, I hung up with younger people.
Definitely yes.
So no, with older people. So
Right.
at Gen X, I kind of said I don't look Gen X, so I'm a
Right.
millennial.
Right.
So I feel a millennial. You
You
know,
did, yeah, you did mingle a lot with the millennial generation.
right? And then
Yeah.
Gen Z, which is the one I'm talking about, I think they're more spiritual. People that were born in 1997, 2012. Okay. And then the Gen Alpha, the Generation Alpha, I think they're going to be way more spiritual.
Which takes us to my question. Uh, how do you define spiritual? Like, what is a spiritual person for you? Because I don't think it's the same for everybody.
I go
What
easy and
the
quick.
hell?
That
Did you hear
that
that?
is that is physical. Spiritual is non-physical.
Okay, yeah, but
That's it.
that's very broad, Jordan Peterson. You got to give me some
Oh
specifics.
yeah, and you think spiritual is a pill? No, bro, it's not.
No, but
Right, like
like
that.
spiritual is everything non-physical.
Yes,
Um,
very broad,
okay, you're gonna go with that.
quite broad. I
That's your
don't know.
prerogative.
Richard
That's your
might
prerogative,
blow me up with some better answer. No,
Richard. What do you mean? Like someone spiritual? What's that mean? If you call someone spiritual,
someone spiritual.
he's not physical.
Uh,
That's what it sounded to me.
Okay,
that's
okay.
that's it's not. Well,
Casper, the
maybe
friendly ghost.
Cam is a little bit. little right. I don't know. I think it's trying to be connected with something else that that I don't know, that some physical aspect here in the earth, you know. For example, not really connected all the time with the money, you know. That's maybe with your feelings, or maybe with your thoughts, or maybe with the elements, or maybe with the air. Not in this, I don't know, just to be more connected with, yes, with this, all of these trains of thoughts, you know. That you have to be more care about, you have to care more about the earth, for example, all the wires, I don't know, that you have to be connected with all the
Right.
nature. Maybe so. I understand that they will be spiritual, you know, that is something that it's
Yeah,
connected with
which
you,
is
and with
which is
yourself,
what I find a little. Yeah.
with your soul. I don't know. Soul I mean, I don't know. It's something that it's
Hmm.
not physical. Even I don't know if it really exists. However, I think I think it's really connected with this, with your mind beyond that. I think it's something spiritual,
I
you know.
think everything that has existed, exists, and will exist is there, is energy somehow, you know? And what, you get comfortable or you get uncomfortable?
Yeah.
What? Okay, what's your question again? What how
Not
do
like,
you
for example, you
describe a spiritual person or something?
yeah, yeah. I mean, like, I'm asking this because I think last week I was actually listening to some people debating about spirituality and stuff, and one of the questions that came up was like, what do you mean with spiritual? And I didn't finish the. It was a video my son was watching or something, but I didn't really get
The
to
part
listen
where there's a
to the
conclusion?
rest of the conversation.
Mm.
But I it kept me thinking like, those are really good questions. What the hell are they talking about when they talk about people being spiritual? Because you got the hippies and you got the people who oh, thank you, people who are into religious practices or witchcraft or wizardy or whatever. Like, it means different things to different people.
Okay.
And I remember that because you were saying like, oh, people are gonna be more and more spiritual as time goes by.
Okay, okay. What
And
I
that's
meant,
what I thought. Okay, how would you measure that? Like, what's spirit? First, we have to define what do you mean.
considering that thesis I was telling you about, that everything has is energy, you know, with a present, with a past, and with a future, eternal, within the same time and place. Well, actually not time but place. Yes. And when that is like that, you consider it, you consider everything possible, because it's not only what your eyes can see. It's not only, so when, if you only consider that, no, it's, I'm looking at it or I'm not looking at it, I can't see it, so it doesn't exist. In that case, you're very physical, which is not bad, because this planet and this world is mostly physical, right?
Right.
You know, so it's primarily physical. So we need to, it's good if you have that skill, you know, that mentality. But you need to consider at some point of life, you know, in life, that you, that there's more things than what you can see. And when you consider that, I think you open a side of yourself that is that spiritual side. You know, when at least you consider how deep you get into it, or what beliefs you adopt on the way, and what you believe on, how do you think this happens, and you know, oh no, that's a whole different story. That's how spiritual you become. I think that's a different story. But spiritual is when at least you consider that the world is not just physical. That's being spiritual.
So you think that in the future, people are going to be less, they're going to be less
Physical?
materialist, less capitalist, less.
Hmm. Huh. Well, I think capitalism is just a way of arranging the physical world, right? Material things. Are people gonna be more or less materialistic? I think will depend on the needs. If the world lets them, yeah, people will be. If the world don't let them, you know, if the world starts being a little, more, limiting, of course people are gonna change. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't want to use. People are using less plastic somehow, So yeah, people are using, are sharing more their money, whatever, So I don't know what the future is gonna be really in that aspect, but I do think that in the future generations, yeah, people are gonna be more, open to everything, less problems, health, not only taking medicine, but also, I don't know, being good, or I don't know,
Okay, less traumatized, less conflicted. That's what you mean, right?
more easygoing, I guess, with the flow
Okay,
of life and their
more op-
time here.
more open-minded, less maybe less fanatic.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna be
Right,
here forever, so you go ahead. Bye.
right.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I
More conscious of their limited time here. I like
exactly.
that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I get it. Yeah.
Not
I get
everything
it.
is physical. One
All
day,
right. I see where you're coming
this
from.
ain't gonna
Okay.
be no physical.
I see
Ain't
what
gonna
you're
be
saying.
physical no more. That's it. It's,
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. Now I
uh,
get it.
it might be only spiritual afterwards. Don't
Okay.
know.
All
Yeah.
right. I get it
All
now.
right. That was deep, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Neeson, say goodbye. And Richard.
All right, guys. Well, yeah, we were expecting some friends who could join the session, but perhaps they will next Friday. So it was great seeing you guys. Great to have you back, Cam. Great to
Be
see you,
here
Richard, one
forever
more
now.
time. Excellent. And as always, it was a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Neeson. Richard.
Well, thank you. It's good to have you back here, Cam, and expect to see you next Friday. I hope so.
Of course.
So see
I
you.
will. Thank you. All right, guys.
Okay.
Have a good
Uh,
have a good weekend.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Nissan Cam.
Thank you.
Bye.
Likewise.
Bye.